JavaScript is a programming language that people love to hate. A long time ago, developers used to pride themselves on being back-end developers because it was more challenging and complex. JavaScript was just a toy for annoying people on websites. But we have tools like the cloud, Docker, and many APIs that abstract away the complexity of back-end development. If you're starting up a company today, there's a good chance you'll do the majority of your development on the front end with JavaScript. So today I want to show you how to write good JavaScript with modern features and avoid bad JavaScript. If you have your own JavaScript pro tips, let me know in the comments. So the first thing you need to know is how to debug your JavaScript like a pro. And the way we do that, of course, is by console logging stuff. And I'm saying that with a straight face. There are good ways to console log and bad ways. Let's imagine we have 3 different objects, each one assigned to its own variable. The obvious way to log these is just one after the other, but the main problem is we don't know the name of the variable when this gets logged. But there's a trick we can use here called computed property names, where we add the variables to an object. Not only does this reduce the code footprint, but it also tells us exactly which variable defined this data. One line of code, one console log, and all the information we need. But maybe this data is extra important, so we want to make it stand out with some custom CSS styling. You can substitute data and also CSS styles by using a % sign. So we'll add %c and then have the second argument be our actual CSS style. And now we get this bold orange color in the console. One thing you might have noticed is that the objects all share common properties, so maybe we could display those as a table. This is really useful when you have an array of objects. Just do console table with the array. I could probably do a whole video on console logging, so I'll just show you a couple more things here. If you're benchmarking performance, you can actually keep track of time in the console. We'll first define our timer and we'll give it a name of looper. Then we'll set up a while loop and we'll go through a million iterations in that loop. When that's done, we'll run console time end. As you can see here, it takes an average of about 4 to 5 milliseconds to loop a million times. Keeping track of time is great, but what if you need to know where a console log originated from? Let's imagine we have a really important function that deletes items from our database, and we want to make sure that we don't accidentally call this method twice. You can add a console trace to your function, and it will give you a stack trace for where it was called and what defined it. If we run this code, we'll get a console log that tells us the function was defined on line 35 and then called on lines 37 and 38.